Okay, so this video is another Math Excel problem, and it's Chapter 2, Section 4. And you can see here's the problem. It's a word problem. 3/8 of all municipal waste is landfill. 1/10 of this is landscape trimmings. What fractional part of municipal waste is landscape trimmings that are landfill? The fractional part of the municipal waste of landscape trimmings that are landfill is. Okay, so let me just make a little drawing if I can. I'm going to try to make my drawing quickly so I won't hold you up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and we said that 3 municipal is landfill, and of this 1/10, and of this 1/10. Okay. All right. So you ready for this? Let's see if we can figure this out together. Now, this is my little attempt at drawing a picture of this problem. And I'm going to tell you a lot of times with fractions, if you can make yourself a diagram so you can visualize it, you're going to be able to see the solution a little easier. So what they said was, they said that when we have municipal waste, right, municipal waste, garbage at the garbage dump, that 3/8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so it takes 8 to make the entire, everything in the landfill. And they said that 3/8, this much of it, 3/8 is what? How did they what terminology did they use for that? 3/8 of municipal waste is landfill. 3/8 of the municipal waste is landfill. All right. So 3/8 of all of this municipal waste, this is all of the waste. All of the waste would be 8/8, right? 3/8 of the waste is landfill. And of the landfill, of the 3/8 it's landfill, 1/10 of this is yard trimmings. So the question is, how much of this entire amount, does this 1/10 represent? Does that make any sense to you? All right, so what they're asking me to tell them is that this is 1/10 of this group. So 1/10 of 3/8 is what we're looking for here. Now, 1/10 of 3/8, of in a word problem like this means to multiply. So I'm going to simply say 1/10. I like to use parentheses for my multiplying, times 3/8. And how do you multiply fractions? Straight across, straight across. So 3/80 is the equivalent fractional amount of the whole landfill. And I believe that's the answer they want. Okay, so let's try that out and see. You ready? So 3/80. Excellent, they say. Now, but you're probably scratching your head on this one a little bit. Well, let's go back. I'm not going to quit on you just yet. Now, if that didn't help you any, go back and think back to the old picture here. Now, you think about it just for a second. If I took, now this may require you to think a little bit. If I took each one of these blocks, I'm going to take each one of these blocks, and I'm going to divide each one of these into 10 smaller blocks. Did you get me on that? I'm going to take each one of these and divide them into 10 smaller blocks. Okay. Now, if I then did that to every one of these, how many of these 1/10 size blocks would I have for this whole set of waste landfill here? Well, I'd have 80, wouldn't I? I'd have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So that's equivalent to me telling you that I took and did this, and I got 80 over 80. So instead of dividing my landfill into a denominator value of 8, I just said I'm going to use 80. That makes it into smaller pieces. Now you remember they told me that 3/8 or 30/80 was my landfill. And then 1/10 of that would be 1/10 of 30/80, which would be 3/80. Now, like I said, sometimes if you can draw yourself some pictures, it makes these problems a little easier to understand. And I hope that wasn't too confusing.